Hey friends, welcome to this fertility yoga class for when you have no period. So this has been a much requested class. You know, I teach a lot of fertility classes based on the different stages of your cycle. So each of my classes are designed with a specific stage of the cycle in mind. But if you have no cycle, if your cycle is missing because you've been on the pill for a certain number of years and you've come off and it just hasn't returned yet, or for whatever other reason you currently have no period, so you're really unsure about where you even are in your cycle, then this class is for you. We're going to be moving through sun salutations. So this is a really popular yoga sequence that you may have already done before. And the reason for that is it's so helpful in getting circulation moving, which is something that we want to encourage. And we're also going to be moving into some back bending. So really opening up through this front area of the body. It can sometimes feel a little bit vulnerable. You may notice certain emotions come up. So if that happens, please just allow yourself to rest, come back to child's pose at any time. And if you have any questions, please reach out either in the comments or send me an email. I'm here to help. Let's get into the class. So let's start at the top of the mat and bring the feet together. Bring the hands into heart. Draw the shoulder blades back and down. See if you can open through the heart space here. Going to take a few breaths here. You might like to close down the eyes. Just start to center the awareness in your own body. Really arriving on your mat, in your practice, in your body. And then as you inhale, take the arms out wide, reaching them out all the way up towards the sky. And then exhale, start to bend through the knees, forward fold the body down. So if your hamstrings are really tight, you're going to need to bend into these knees a lot. And then just let the upper body hang, so releasing any tension out through the head and neck. And as you inhale, bring the hands to shins, lengthen out through the legs. And then exhale, fold. So really taking your time with each move. As you inhale, step the feet back. We're coming back to our down dog. So step both feet back. They should be about hip distance apart. Really pressing into those hands again, letting the head and neck be free. Maybe you find some movement through the legs, pedaling out. And then as you inhale, float the body weight forward to your plank. Bring the knees down. Bend the elbows. Slowly bring the chest, belly down to the floor. Inhale. Engage the legs. So gently draw the toes in towards each other. And then inhale. Lift through the chest. Exhale. Return down. As you inhale, I want you to press all the way back to your child's pose. Rest the forehead to the ground. Rock the forehead from side to side. So it's a sun salutation, but it's a nice, slow, gentle sun salutation. Allowing yourself to really tune into the breath. Inhale, come up. Cat pose, round through the back, look towards the thighs. Inhale, tuck the toes under, let the belly sink. Lift the tail and the head. Exhale, down dog, coming up. Allow yourself to sigh out any emotions that you feel coming up. Inhale, bend the knees. Take as many steps as you need to get those feet up towards the hands once more. You might come up onto the fingertips and then forward fold back in. Find the elbows, let the upper body hang. Inhale, hands to shins, straighten the legs, straighten the back. Exhale and fold. As you inhale, bend the knees, start to rise the chest, rise the arms. Inhale all the way up. And then exhale. Bring the hands down beside you. See if you can gently squeeze those shoulder blades back towards each other, really opening up through the heart, through the chest. And then inhale. This time, bring the hands up towards the sky. Take a seat down into your chair pose. Just explore how it feels to tuck the tailbone under, stick the booty out, tuck the tailbone under, and then see if you can perhaps find somewhat of a mid-ground that feels comfortable in your body. Stay for a breath. And then exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, halfway lift.
exhale and fold. Plant the hands. We're going exactly where we did before. Step the feet back, down dog. As you inhale, roll the body forward, come to your plank. If you're feeling it, you can work off the feet, but otherwise take the knees down with me. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, squeeze the toes towards each other, lift the heart. Exhale, child's pose, take a seat back towards the heels. Forehead finds the earth. Take a pause. As you inhale, find your cat, round through the spine, back towards the thighs. Inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Slight change here as we inhale, rise the right leg to the sky. Look towards the hands, we're gonna step it forward between the hands. Bring that back knee down as we start moving into our back bends, but still keep our sun salutations going. So we're still gonna keep flowing here. Bring the arms up to the sky. If that's not comfortable, you could bring them onto the hips. I want you to feel like your legs are hugging in towards each other. So we're not just kind of hanging out in our legs, we're really supporting those muscles and joints by engaging through the inner thighs. One more breath here. And then bring the hands down towards the front of the mat. Lift the back toes up, come into your high lunge. So feel like the chest is reaching forward, that back leg is on straight and strong. And then as many steps as you need to get that back foot all the way forward to your forward fold. Find the elbows, sway it out if that feels nice. Inhale, halfway lift, bring the hands to shins. Exhale and fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rise the arms out towards the side. And then exhale, bring the hands behind you this time, interlace the fingers. So you'll feel those shoulder blades squeezing together even tighter now, more opening through the chest. If the head and neck is okay, you could shift the gaze. Next, exhale, take a seat down into that chair pose. Again, a little exploration through the pelvis, tucking under, sticking it out. And then finding that middle ground, staying for a breath. And then exhale it all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Plant the hands, step your way back to your down dog. As you inhale, roll forward, find your plank, off the knees or off the feet, up to you. The entire chest and belly comes down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, child's pose. This should all start to feel a little bit familiar now, which can feel nice in our yoga practice, having a little bit of rhythm and pattern to follow. You can start to switch that thinking mind off. Start to connect in with the body and the breath as you inhale, cat. Exhale. And then tuck the toes under, down dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky this time. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Back knee comes down. Feel engaged and strong through the legs before you rise the arms up. Squeeze the inner thighs together. See if you can drop the shoulders away from the ears. You stay here for 3 full breaths. Slowly bring those hands back down. Tuck the back toes, lift up into your high lunge. And then when you're ready, take as many steps forward as you need. Come back to forward fold. Find the elbows. Sway it out. And as you inhale, halfway lift, straighten the legs, straighten the back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise the arms to the sky, reaching up tall. This time I want you to bring hands through heart. Close down the eyes. We pause here. I want you just to connect in with any feelings you have about your body at this time. How do you feel about the fact that it perhaps is not cycling or isn't cycling regularly? Allow yourself to let any judgments or emotions that you feel just rise to the surface so you can examine them. Sometimes when we don't have a regular cycle, we can feel a little bit lost in our own bodies. We no longer have this rhythm that we can live by. Especially if we're wanting our cycle because we're trying to conceive, it can feel very hard to connect in. We can feel disconnected from ourselves. But what if we could find a way to tap into a knowing, a trusting that our body is doing exactly as it's meant to do? Bring the hands onto the low belly. Allow yourself to feel the warmth of the hands on the belly. And see if you can start to connect in with that feeling of trust. That even if your cycle appears to be missing, your body is doing what it needs to heal, to return to its flow. And that perhaps you don't need to do anything but get out of its way, to stop stressing, to stop trying to control, to make it happen. And perhaps you just need to stand back and witness it happen, to trust it will happen. Take a deep breath into that feeling. And see if we can approach the rest of our practice today with that feeling of trust. Feeling that our body is on our side and that we no longer need to fight it. That we can let it do what it needs to. And that we're not at war with our own body. As you inhale, take a seat, take the arms out wide, chair pose. Play with that pelvic tilt. Find a middle ground, sit and breathe. Forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Step the feet back, find your down dog. This time, inhale the right leg to the sky. Bend the knee and open out through the hip. See if you can keep the shoulders square, keep pressing down through the left heel. And then inhale, bring the right knee down towards the floor. So you've got a couple of options. You can either roll here and find your supported side plank, or bring that hand back down, come back to the ball of the foot, shoot that leg out underneath you. We find our fallen triangle. Inhale, lift the arm up to the sky. So this is a fair bit stronger, a lot of side body work going on. So pick what's right for you today. Big breath into that side body. Exhale, lower the hand down. Draw the knee back into chest. Come back to your down dog. Inhale, float the body forward. Come to plank, knees or feet, it's up to you. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale here. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, down dog. Tuck the toes, lifting up. Inhale, left leg to sky, bend the knee, open out through the hips. So stay square through the shoulders, draw down with that right heel, and then left knee comes forward. We find either that supported side plank or our fallen triangle on this side. Breathe the right arm up to the sky. Perhaps noticing any thoughts or emotions that come up when the practice gets challenging. Right hand comes back down. Left knee, down dog. And we flow. Inhale, plank. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose, and we just sit here for a few breaths. Rest the forehead to the floor. Let the hips sink. Now on your next breath, we're going to come up into a high kneel. So bring the knees underneath the hips. You need to press firmly into the top of the feet, into the floor. And bring the hands onto the low back. I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. So we've done this already in our standing Tadasana. Open through the heart. And to start with, just see if you can open up this space just as you did when you were standing. Maybe shifting the gaze towards the ceiling. If you can go a little bit further, the core engages and you start to gently press the hips forward, opening up a little bit more. Like I said, this can feel vulnerable, things can come up. See if you can breathe as long as there's no pain. See if you can just breathe and allow what is to be. Slowly return. Take a seat back towards the heels. Come back to your child's pose, forehead to the floor. If it feels good, you could reach the hands in between the knees, find the feet. Maybe the forehead moves to the side. I always find this quite a comforting, restorative pose. Stay here for a few breaths. And then slowly coming on back up. Coming into another round of camel. So this is our final round. You can come back to where we were. You can skip it entirely if you found it was too much for you. Or if you like, you can tuck the toes under and come towards the heels. So rather than keeping the hands on the sacrum, we bring the hands to the heels. This opens up the chest a fair bit more. Keep pressing forward through the hips. Slowly engaging the core to return. Bring yourself down incredibly slowly. You can come back to child's pose if you need, or just sit here, letting your equilibrium return. Breathe deeply into the low belly. And when you're ready to, we're just going to come and take an easy seat. So any sort of comfortable seated position is fine. If it makes it more comfortable for you, you could place a rolled towel or a blanket underneath the hips. You can come sit on a cushion. I'm going to do a few pelvic circles to finish. So I want you to just round that back, tuck the chin towards the chest, and then start to move forward. So it's kind of like you're rocking and rolling on the sit bones. See if you can open that chest. We've done a fair bit of this already.
And then exhale, round. So it's almost like your belly is a big mixing pot and you're using your torso to gently stir it. Being very careful not to spill anything. Taking your time, there's no hurry. See if you can reverse your circles. And slowly allow the circles to get smaller and smaller until you come back to center. Bring the hands to heart. Close down the eyes. Take a deep breath in. Whether you were able to find that trust today in your own body or not, it can often be the work in itself and it takes time. Allow yourself to hear these words. Allow yourself to trust that it's coming, that your body is healing, and that just as much as you want your body to cycle, your body wants to as well. Try to take the intense focus off this part of your body and what it's not doing. And see if you can place your focus on creating health in your entire body. Physical health, eating the right food, moving your body. Mental health, making sure you're happy, making sure your heart is happy. Emotional health. And spiritual health as well, connecting with that place deep inside yourself, that inner knowing. And even if you can't feel it right now, know that it's a day-by-day thing. Today's class might be the step that you take today. Tomorrow you might have a conversation with someone that unlocks something for you. The next day you might journal and discover something new. Let's take this human-created time pressure off ourselves to have the answer now. And trust that just like nature, our body is unfolding exactly as it should. And just as nature cycles through its seasons, so will you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.